When most people think about, I earned something nice, I earned a new watch, I earned a nice car, what most people think is, I went to work, I got these $10,000, I saved up this 10 grand, I can go out and buy something nice. I can buy myself a nice watch, a nice car because I earned it. I worked so hard to make this extra 10 grand, I deserve something nice. But what wealthy people do is something different. And this is where you gotta listen to me carefully, because what wealthy people do is they do the same thing. I'm working hard. I work hard to save aside this $10,000. But instead of me taking this $10,000 and buying a watch, I'm gonna take this $10,000 and I'm gonna buy an asset. We'll call this asset the middleman. And now this middleman, that asset, is then gonna start to pay you a little bit of money, a very little bit of money. Then you're gonna work hard to make another $10,000. And then while other people buy another watch, they upgrade their car, they go on a vacation, you buy more asset. You do it again, $10,000, more asset. And see, everybody else now, they got the BMW, they got the Rolex, they went to Cancun, they went to Hawaii. All you got are some assets. But now what'll start to happen is your assets start to stack. Now they're starting to make you a little bit more money, a little bit more money, and you stick with this. See, I call this a decade of sacrifice. The decade of sacrifice, if you really want to become wealthy, if you want to be able to have the life that most people dream of, you got to be willing to go through this decade of sacrifice. And that doesn't mean you can't ever enjoy your money. That doesn't mean you can't ever go on a vacation. That doesn't mean you can't ever go out to eat, but you got to be smart here. You got to at least start this investing process. And then as you start to invest more money, this is where you can start to decide, okay, I'm going to ease up a little bit on the gas pedal. Now I'm going to go on a little bit of vacations, but you're still investing your money first. Now think about this. This middleman here, this asset, the reason why you have this is so it can pay you. And so now if you get aggressive with this, what's going to happen is these assets are going to start to pay you a little bit of money. And now if you take this little bit of money that you're making and instead of spending it, you take the money and you reinvest it. Now what's happening is you're working to make money to buy more investments. And your investments are working to make money to buy you more investments. And this is really that secret sauce, which is not that secret, but it takes a lot of discipline. Because that means you gotta make money, and instead of spending the money because you feel like you earned it, you deserved it, you dump it back into your investments. And this was the single thing that worked for me. And I don't like to talk about me like this, but I'll give you an example. When I started to make money, the single thing that allowed me to grow my wealth was me not spending my money. When I was making $100,000 a year, my shoes had holes in them. I was living in a tiny apartment where I was paying $400 a month because I didn't have a room. I slept on the living room floor. That way I could use my money to go out and buy more rental properties. When I was making $1 million a year, the first time I made $1 million a year, I was in my 20s. I'm not talking about $1 million in net worth. I mean $1 million coming into my bank account in a year. I took out maybe around $20,000 for myself. The other $980,000 was invested again, either into my business or real estate or something in between. And this is where I wanted to get aggressive, where I understood, guess what? If I made that money, if I have hundreds of thousands of dollars, I can buy a lot of nice things. I deserved it. I wanted it. It was nice. But instead of taking the money and buying myself some nice stuff, I bought some more assets. So the middleman, these assets, could start paying me. And this is that decade of sacrifice. The decade of sacrifice is where you work to earn more and spend less so you can invest like crazy. And if you stick with that, that's going to allow you to break out of the system. But it takes that financial discipline and the sacrifice to not spend your money when everybody else is. You see your friends driving around the nice BMW. You see your friends going on the fancy vacations. You want to be able to do those things too. But instead, what are you doing? Make the money, you drive around the beat down car. You don't have the watch, you don't have the vacations, but you have more investments. And people don't see the investments. I mean, you can see when somebody posts a trip to Hawaii on Instagram. You can see when somebody gets a BMW because they can post it on Facebook. You can see when people have the nice watch because they'll show it off to you. But all you got is the investments. I know, I've been there. But guess what? If you stick with this, soon, it'll take some time, but pretty soon, you'll be able to then go on the longer vacations and not have to worry about the price. You'll be able to have the nicer watch and not have to stress about the price. You'll be able to buy whatever car you want and not even have to worry about the price tag, because these are things that you worked to earn through your investments. It's a completely different game. The average person, most people, the vast majority of people are working to earn money to buy things. I make more money, I buy nicer things. I make more money, I buy more things. But guess what? You're never going to become wealthy like that. And if you want to break out of your system, you got to get into the mindset of, I'm not going to keep doing what everybody else does. There's a reason why this is called the minority mindset. The majority of people are not going to be willing to do this. It's hard. I know. I've been there. But if you stick with it, you're going to be able to live a completely different life. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.